All right, welcome back, everybody. So I was just live on Boris's channel. We were trading. I'm going to get the screen up. If you guys did tune in, I was trading with Boris, and I took 2 losses in a row trying to scalp this market. So we're going to continue trading, and we're going to catch some wins, okay? Because I see this market is actually quite nice. And there was a few opportunities which I saw on the side of my eye as we were talking. I was like, damn, I should have taken that. But anyway. So what we're looking at, again, NQ 1 minute chart. This is 20 ticks per cluster or per block, if you want to call it that. And you know, we're clearly more in a bearish market, but I am seeing buyers. They are willing to try and trade this market up, but they're always getting stuck at the top here, buyers. So what we ideally want to see is some kind of level of you know, sellers getting trapped and buyers squeezing sellers out. But if that doesn't occur, we can take shorts as well. So I'm kind of really watching what is happening here. I do like that those buyers came in quite strong there. They're starting to trying to trade above. I want to see big buyers come in above some of these sellers to potentially squeeze them out. So let's make this a little bit bigger. We're gonna, I think we're down like $200 a day on the day. So only down a small amount. And then we can pile on the positions once we're in a good trade. So notice I enter one position at first, testing it. If I see a bit of follow through and some good kind of signs, I will add more to my position. And that's how you can extend your P&L. 2010, nothing too great here. Buyers are kind of lackluster, but sellers are still piling it on. And kind of, I'm going to add one more position to a buy. We're going to put our stop just below that low, and I will add, if I see buyers come in quite strong and sellers give up, like if I see big buyers coming in 30, so we might have had a bit of sellers getting stopped out there, but nothing major. Sellers trying to take over again. I want to see buyers come in, and then I can add a bit more onto my position potentially, because I do think we have a bit of a decent rally up potentially coming in. So we'll let that play out. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Oh, you can see my P&L there. That's fine. As long as I can see that, you know, we're good. So we're down, I believe, 200 on the day. So nothing too major. Sorry, not 200, about 2K on the day. All right, notice these sellers coming in. Now, if these sellers fail, we're going to add another position. And if buyers, I'm liking buyers coming in, I'm going to add another position to another sell stop there. All right, let's see if we can get a bit more of extension. So we really, ideally, we don't want the market to get much lower than, you know, these wicks here, especially that wick there. I think we might get a bit of a pop here. I'm seeing buyers are slowly. Notice how the market's a lot more calmer now. This is really the ideal time to trade, when it's a little bit more calmer and it's not going too crazy, right? I want to see bigger buyers come in, and I could even add a little bit more onto my position if I see some good stuff. I want to see these sellers get trapped constantly. We're trying to really squeeze out a large chunk of sellers here, which is great. I can see the squeeze building up. So we'll let it play out. Nothing really major happening yet. We're still kind of going sideways. Nothing too spectacular. Okay, nice. Good. Buyers trying to come in above. There's a nice little chunk of buyers trying to squeeze them out. Again, we're going to add another position. We're building up our position because I'm seeing, we'll add our stop as well. So we've got plenty of stops there. Now I believe buyers might just squeeze the sellers out. They're starting to add higher up, which is good. I want to see the volume come in a lot stronger at the top here. As soon as we take out this high, we should see sellers get stopped out, right? We want to get a bit above that. Buyers are getting pushed down and absorbed every time, which isn't great, but sellers are not really piling on the positions anymore. Sellers aren't that hungry. They've kind of made their move and they've exited. A few sellers have exited the market earlier on these kind of bigger areas of volume. Now I won't add any more unless I see something really fantastic. I'm seeing the build-up happen. I'm expecting a pop any moment, right? We're expecting a buy pop any moment. Here it could be. We want to see these buy numbers pop up in big numbers pop up. Sellers are still in the market. They haven't been stopped out yet. We haven't seen them get stopped out. A little bit more. Buyers keep adding 40, 50, 60, 50, 60, 80. I think some sellers may have starting to drop out the market. We should see the pop come in any second. Now we need to see buyers keep absorbing these sellers, right? Keep pushing them down. You see those sellers coming in? Let's get above them quickly. If we get above them quickly, we got this pop. There's a nice big chunk of buyers. Beautiful. Come on. Keep it up. Hold the line. If not, we get out. So I've got my finger on the exit button. There we go. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. And now we're going to keep riding it. Right, we still haven't seen a big chunk of sellers get out. We got this high here where I'm expecting, stops to be taken. So any second now we should see some stops get triggered. Buyers need to keep buying. Every time we get dropped down a little bit, I need to see buyers. As long as buy pressure keeps coming in, we got this. We still haven't had the major pop yet. Sellers trying to take control. We wiped them out very quickly, but we've got to keep adding. There it is. We're going to see a big pop. There's another little pop there, 70. But still, we haven't seen the mass majority of sellers getting out the market yet. 90. We're seeing a trickling of buyers coming in. But we need to see big chunks extending. $100. Come on. Any second now, we're going to get a pop. Somewhere, the stops have to be somewhere, right? Of some of these big sellers. We need to see their stops get triggered. I think there we saw some stops. Instantly 100 appeared. Definitely some sellers getting triggered out. Now we need to see buyers really pile on the pressure and keep these numbers high. If not, we have to get out. So we need to see buyers willing to buy the top. We're at 30. We've got some sellers coming in. We need to get above those sellers pronto. We don't want to get much lower. Come on, buyers. Absorb those sellers. Don't let them take any footing here. I need to see buyers still be willing to buy the top. They're okay. 40 on the sell side. 30 back down to 20. There's a bit of a pop. We're going to get a major move here. If we could squeeze them out a little bit more. Keep adding pressure onto that market. Any second now. Come on. 80, 90. Buyers are still, they're not putting in just, they're lacking a little bit of volume. There's a bit more. We're on 90, 20, 20. Good. Nice big chunks of 20, 40. Keep it going. Oof. Sellers are still trying to short this market down. They're using this opportunity to try and, but as long as buyers keep adding, which they are, we're okay. And it's starting to look a little bit lackluster. I'm going to take the money. That is the trade. So, all right, we had a good little comeback trade there. So we took 2 losses earlier in Boris's stream. Truth be told, it was very volatile, the market, and it's kind of hard. I don't know. It just wasn't right. We took 2 losses in Boris's stream, but we've made it back at the right time. And I still think there's more to give in this market. I think we could still probably go a little bit higher. But now, we're up on the day. We're up $735 on the day. So, taking what's important is getting stopped out, knowing when, your stop loss needs to be there, number one, all right? You got to have a stop loss. You got to be okay with it being hit. It's going to get hit, especially as a scalper. You're going to get stopped out quite a few times. But when you see the opportunity build again, and you're seeing the signs, because everything's a domino effect, right? Like here, there was a domino effect. Every time one domino gets knocked down, don't be scared to add more to your position in order to kind of really maximize your wins. So when I got stopped out earlier, I only had one position on, right? One position, got stopped out because I didn't see much follow through. But say we had a bit more follow through earlier on when we did get stopped out, before we got stopped out, say we saw a bit more buyers coming in, I could add another position because I'm seeing the right signs of the trade progressing. But we didn't get that earlier. So we dipped our toe in, all right, we got stopped out. We dipped our toe in, we got stopped out. It's fine. And then once we saw that kind of a bit more follow through, we dipped our toe in this time, saw a bit more. This is a positive sign. We added to it. We added, and we made our money back plus extra, right? So we probably got one more trade in us. How long's this video? So far we're, okay, yeah, we probably got another trade in. So now what I'm looking for, am I looking for more longs potentially, but I'm also looking for shorts as well. We have had a push up, but I wouldn't be surprised if sellers start coming in soon. So, because buyers are starting to slowly look at the numbers coming in. They're not that great. Okay, we just had a little pop of 50, which is good, but the numbers are starting to get a little bit lackluster. Potentially, there could be room for a short, right? We're seeing these buyers come in. They're not really pushing it much further. It might even not be a terrible idea to potentially go in with a dip in. I'm going to dip in for a short here, have my stop here, see if we can just get a little bit of a push down. And so we're in short now. And I want to see how these sellers, some of these sellers might be buyers getting trailed out. I'm going to have my finger on the exit because it's going to be a little bit more of a, I want to see sellers come in strong and be willing to override these buyers, because I'm not seeing buyers come in. If I do see a bit of buying pressure come in, I will potentially get out. I saw a little bit there, went from 40 to 20, and we did push up a little bit. But it's nothing terrible yet. I want to see sellers come in. Sellers aren't really coming in heavy. 50, there's a little bit more sellers. Come on, get it up to maybe 70, 80, and we want to see a bit bigger numbers. Going back down to -2 only. I'm going to take the money on that one. We're exiting. Don't think it's ready just yet. Buyers are still kind of trying to buy it a little bit. But buyers are failing here. They are actually failing. They're coming in actually quite strong, 50. This could be okay for the buyers. I think the sellers just weren't adding enough volume at the bottom, and buyers added volume there. So it's good we got out. Wasn't really, maybe made like $100 or something. Nothing spectacular. I think we were up 700 something on the day. Now we're up 800. Yeah, so maybe we made like $100 on that little scalp. Nothing too crazy. Let's see if buyers can continue it. Now, we don't want to take a continuation trade. That's definitely sellers getting stopped out potentially here. We're going to keep scalping this. Let's try get to $1,000 on this account, right? So we're only going to make another 200 or so. Let's see if we can get another scalp in. One more trade. Again, buyers adding. There's sellers trying to come back in. I feel like sellers might. Let's see how they do, because we're below those buyers, but they're getting absorbed. I want to see if sellers are willing to short, because of course they're willing to short near the high. We want to go a little bit lower down and sellers show a bit of balls, to willing to short at unfavorable prices. That is what you want. But we could have a very, very tight scalp here. But I'm not seeing really sellers do any follow through here. So all right, we're going to go in short again. We're going to have a stop just above that candle. I don't want to put any size onto this trade. We're getting a little bit above. I want to see if sellers are willing to just keep it a little bit down below those buyers, but it looks like those buyers are coming in, trading a little bit at unfavorable prices for themselves at 30 contracts. Not great. I think that's, yeah, okay. So that was a little failed scalp there, but it's fine. Notice how tight the stop is, because if I'm wrong, if we get above those sellers, I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? There's no point holding it. So that's fine. It's a very, very... they got absorbed. See, if I was in a buy position, I'd be willing to kind of take my money here. I'll be looking at exiting. I think sellers might come in any moment, but we don't want to predict their arrival. We want to see it. Nothing yet. Again, buyers adding to their position. They're starting to look a little bit trapped, these buyers. I think I can dip my toe in for a short hit. Have my stop there. Alright, we've dipped our toe in for a short. This is only just one position again. Very small risk, right? Really tight stop. We really kind of want to, you know, see if we can get back down to that kind of area. But I'll be willing to add. Now, these buyers coming in now, we want them to fail. So it's these buyers here we need failure from. So we want to get below those buyers, add sellers adding into that position, then I'll add another position to it. There, they're adding, so I'm adding another position as well. Now I want to see buyers really come in. Again, I am trading against the trend here, the short term at least. So I have my finger on the exit. If I see any sellers lifting off, I want to get out the market. That's good. I want to see sellers come in heavy. Here we go. We're definitely over $1,000 now on the day. The moment I see a bit of exhaustion, I'm getting out this market. 20, 50, 40, a little bit of exhaustion. Nothing too crazy. Come on. I want to see sellers add. Don't make me exit here. That might be all it gave us, unfortunately. I'm going to hold on to this position a little bit longer because I think sellers might just want to take it. Let's see if sellers can add to that. Buyers trying to add near the top, which is not a good sign for us. So we need to get below the current buyers. These guys here, we need to get below them. This might be all it gives, to be honest. I think that was it. But we will see. I got my stop in place. I'm happy for my stop to get hit because any sellers are willing to come in. Here we go. Some sellers, because we're near the highs, sellers should be willing to jump in with a bit of size. At least we can get back down again, maybe take some profit in this trade. 30, 20. So we're really hawking these numbers. 20. We want to see bigger numbers come in from the sell side. Get below those buyers. Get below that 79 on the buy side. We want to get below here. Don't let those buyers... Notice how the buy numbers are small, which is good. We're only trickling in a little bit of buying pressure. We don't want to see any big buyers come in. But we also want to see big sellers come in. We're not really getting either at the moment. There's a bit of sell pressure. 40, good. Come on, break it down a little bit more. 60, that's what we want to see. 70, 50. Come on, sellers. That might be all it gives us. They're always struggling near those lows. We're getting a bit of buy pressure coming in. Back to 90. Come on, sellers. A little bit more. And we got this. We got a pop here. We can squeeze some of these buyers out. We're literally at my entry here. Basically at break even. Come on. Those buyers came in just a little bit too much. I think we got another rotation within us. We're just kind of going sideways in this market. Let's see if sellers got one more push in them to try and get this market down. If not, we will get out this market. We want to see sellers give one more push. We're not really seeing any major sell volume come in. 20, that's not bad. A little bit more. We need more. We need sellers to gain a little bit more balls here. 30, come on. A little bit more. Oh boy, back there was a big chunk of sellers. 40, I'm loving that. Great. So we know we got some institutions willing to short here, which is great. So we want this to hold now. We don't really want to get much higher than this candle. But they're getting back. Look, buyers are coming in, trickling in. There's a lot of individual buyers coming in, but there's big sellers coming in, right? We always want one big seller's better than loads of individual buyers. I think the sellers might just push it down a little bit more here. Then we might get a bit of a pop. The moment we get the pop, we take our money, we get out. Come on, sellers. There's a bit of a chunk of buyers coming in, but we're literally going sideways. We're just up and down. I want to see good. Trap those buyers. Now add your volume. Here we go. We might get the pop. Add your volume, sellers. Come on. It's still buyers adding volume. We need to see sellers adding it here. Come on, sellers. Come on, get below those buyers. Little bit more. Little bit more. We need fractional a little bit more. Maybe 100. And sellers will have it. Just a tiny one more push. I do like how every time buyers try to get it up here, we got sellers absorbing them and pushing them back down. So we just need one more rotation. But there's very little sellers in the market right now. 2, 3, tiny numbers, which isn't great. I need to see bigger numbers come in. Otherwise, this is a very bad sign. Give me a big chunk. Just a few more chunks and sellers will break this down. Because buyers are coming in and they're not getting it up. Sellers just need to add. Oh, there was a big chunk of buy volume, right? This is very important now. What that buy volume indicates is going to be very, very important. If those buyers manage to get it up higher than where they are, we got to get out this trade. If we get below those buyers, we've got this and we're holding this trade. So we need to get below these buyers. Big chunk of buyers come in and post volume below. However, if those buyers manage to drift it up, yeah, we're out. There's no question there. So this is absolutely detrimental. That's it. Get below them. Here is where the battle is won. That's it. Post volume. Come on, post a bit more volume. I would be willing to add even a position if I see bigger volume on the sell side come in now. I'm adding another position. Come on. The buyers held their line, but it's okay. We know that those buyers are vulnerable. We have buyers who are vulnerable. We are probably going to try and take their stops, right? We're going to try and squeeze them out the market. There it is. Add the volume. Here we go. Let's try get a decent pop. Back down. Come on. Bit more. We want to see what happens at these lows. We need to see big sell numbers coming in at the lows. 59, come on. A little bit more. Give me a tiny bit more. Let's break through that. We need to break through that low. Give me a pop. There it is. Come on. That's it. Beautiful. Okay, now sellers got to keep adding and adding and adding. Oh, big chunk of buyers come in. Let's stay below those buyers. Come on, sellers. Stay below. They're getting absorbed. I'm taking the money. I think it's just the buyers are coming in quite strong. I'm quite happy with that. I had a bit of risk on the table there with this position size. And we have hit our $1,000 target. So we're happy. But yeah, let's leave it at that. But do you see, that's basically how you do it. I think it will actually go down a bit more. But I didn't want another rotation, especially when you're 3 positions in. Better take the money. So yeah, again, I hope that kind of makes sense of how I'm looking at the market. And, you know, look, you can take losses as a scalper, but it's important when you do take a loss, you don't add to your loss, right? You need to be willing to cut your trade. So, yeah, I took 2 losses in Boris's stream, but there was only one position, one after the other, boom, boom. It's not the end of the world. But when you see the trade works out well, when you see something that's good, add to your position. Don't be afraid to add. You know, put a bit more size on, because when it does pop, and if you are right, because the probability is getting more in your favor, you want to add more size on that probability. Do you know what I mean? Now, occasionally you are going to get stopped out when you have added size, and okay, that's going to be a losing day. You lose $1,000, $1,500, whatever, and it's going to be a bit of a shitty day. Do you know what I mean? But it's all right. Those are rare days where your trade where you added doesn't work out, as long as you're reading it correctly. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know someone wanted to see the settings of my footprint, so I'm going to do that right now. We're going to go into our settings. You can go ahead, take a screenshot of this. That is currently my settings. And I'll scroll down, and it's 20 ticks per row, but this changes depending on how volatile the market is. If each candle is quite big, I'm going to be bumping it up, but always in sets in 4, because it's 4 ticks to a point, right? So this is basically 5 points, 20 ticks, right? 16 ticks would be 4 points, etc., right? And that is essentially my settings. Very, very simple. Okay, so I hope for the people who wanted the settings of the footprint, that is it. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I will be uploading more. I'll try to even upload daily of trades I take like this, so you can kind of see my trades every single day. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for another video, another trading video. And I will be doing videos of individual order flow things, like the volume profile. I'll be doing explainer videos and these type of videos. But do let me know what you want to see as well in the comments down below. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again very soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.